Okay, good afternoon. I think we can start now. We can start the RT forum. I don't see too many visitors coming in except for one or two, but I think there should be some coming in the next few minutes. So it's RT Forum 5, and we started this a year and a half ago, somewhere in 2024. And today's topic is can responsible tourism lead to climate action? And so sorry, just make sure that my volume is loud enough. So for today's RT Forum, for RT Forum 5, we have the pleasure of having three esteemed speakers from three different parts of Southeast Asia. We have Mr. Emil from the Philippines and Mr. Chen from Brunei and Ms. Din from Vietnam. Six census in Vietnam. So before I ask the three speakers to do a 2 minutes self-introduction, I will still have to I will still have to to pass on some basic information about this forum. So we technically do not have a very long segment of time allocated for Q&A yet. We will basically just answer maybe two, maximum three questions. And so the 1 hour, we have 1 hour, and we have we have experienced that throughout RT Forum 1 to 4, throughout the last year and a half, that this 1 hour is pretty tight. Good afternoon. I see 5 more people tuning in. Thank you for taking a part of your afternoon today to be with us. So I am going to pass on the time to our three speakers in the order of Mr. Chen from Brunei, and then Mr. Emil from the Philippines, and then the third one to do her self-introduction will be Ms. Din from Vietnam. Yeah, so Mr. Chen, the floor is
Yes.
yours. Yeah,
All right.
let me
Okay,
mute
let
myself.
me share my slides. So I have 3 minutes to show you roughly what we do and talk about ourselves. So, all right. So essentially, my name is Chen. My surname is Lu. We have a fully sustainable carbon negative farm. So the concept looks like this. We take organic compound materials from the environment, and then we sequester it. We have an aquaponic system, solar panels to power things, and then rainwater harvesting for fish. So it's an integrated farm. So this is not just concept, it's already built. This is how it looks like. It's been operational for, I think, operational for 2 years. And that's an electric vehicle, everything solar power is a farm essentially, but it's a very well integrated aquaponic solar powered rainwater harvesting farm. So, after we built this farm, we realized that we couldn't sell our produce to the market for a good price because of all the capex investment. So we went on to develop a AI-powered farmers market system on WhatsApp. So an AI agent on WhatsApp, you can contact it. It will automate everything that you need to do with the farm. For example, you can buy the produce from the farm. Right now, we have a used cooking oil program. We have a composting program, essentially any sort of interaction. If you're school, if you're home, you can use this WhatsApp contact, and it will just do everything for you, right? So you don't need to go to a supermarket anymore. You don't need to go, like, even your rubbish, it can be composted. Use cooking oil, someone will collect it. We bypass the entire middleman chain, the industrial supply, wholesaler, supermarkets, distributor. So all the problem with the middleman, right? So because from the farm to people, in the traditional industrial system, there's also a 40% waste in terms of food lost. So all this bypasses that. Right, so this results in a lot of savings in terms of pollution avoided. And because we kind of force people to go local for the local market, for the local food market, we avoid them going to the supermarket buying imported junk food, right? So that results in a lot of carbon savings, which is pollution avoided, which is cost savings, which the money goes back to the farms, right? So we kind of bypass. So in China, I think in parts of US, China is Meituan. In US is Instacart. So that's the equivalent, and we're doing it in Brunei. We've been successful, and also the visitors get to come to the farm. They know about the farm. They interact with it on their phone. It's all on WhatsApp. You don't even have to download a new app. So visitors come to learn about how things work at the farm, how it's fully sustainable. They buy produce. They then, some students come for internships. These are farm tourists. They come for to take fresh veggies. Sometimes we have food sampling. So yeah, after this was successful, we have over 10 to 15 other farms and suppliers now, because we improve margins for the farmers. We cut out the middleman, so the margins are better, the quality is better. So basically, we use AI, digitalization, and social networks. That means WhatsApp, IG, and so on, to reach the public directly. So it's quite similar to China, where they use WeChat and Meituan. Everything's just one super app. Theirs is called WeChat. Ours is the equivalent is WhatsApp. So it's a very exciting time where we live in with AI and sustainability and also e-commerce. So all this powers the entire circular economy that we've built. Right, so that's pretty much about me. This is the royal family, by the way. So that's the future Sultan of Brunei. And yeah, so it's been well visited by a lot of UN. Singapore ministers have come. So Japan, Tokyo University have come. So it's a very unique model that works. And that's pretty much about myself. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chen. I have the permission from the three speakers to not to address them Mr. or Miss, and just call them by their first name. So yeah. And if I may ask Chen to just type in the name of your company once again, and if you want to put into the chat box one or two information for the rest, for the audience, please go ahead. And then the second speaker to do his 2-minute self-introduction would be Mr. Emil.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, please go ahead, Emil.
Okay, so good afternoon. I'm Emilos Baños, and I'm from St. Dominic College of Asia in the Philippines. We are an educational institution, by the way. So in my role in the institution, I help design and implement community extension, sustainability, and outreach initiatives that align academic engagement with social impact. So our project, Oplan Malasakit, this actually serves as the framework of St. Dominic College of Asia for community extension programs. So we have here the Malasakit acronym. So it stands for Mobilizing Advocates for Local Assistance and Sustainable Action, Kindness, Impact, and Transformation. And as you know, Malasakit is one of the Filipino terms for care. Okay, so the project is designed to respond to community needs through organized, values-driven, and sustainability-oriented extension initiatives. And the program strongly addresses environmental concerns by connecting education, service, and community engagement in practical ways. From 2023 till 2025, Oplan Malasakit's environmental research-based extension projects included coastal cleanups, tree planting activities, sustainability seminars, disaster management workshops, to name a few. And a few of the measurable actions would include removing at least 300 kilograms of waste from coastal mangrove areas, and of course supported the planting of 35 trees in our city. And this is during the time of the submission of the project. So right now, in a short span of less than a year, we were able to plant another at least 200 propagules in mangrove areas and cleared another estimated 300 kilograms of waste in the city. So this is just one of the many environmental agendas the project has, and we cannot do it alone. So this is made possible through the collaboration with the local government units and nonprofit organizations as well as international organizations. And as you know, this meaningful work gained recognition last year during the Responsible Tourism Awards in Southeast Asia under the special awards based on the judges' selection. So, Oplan Malasakit is significant for responsible tourism because it protects and restores local natural assets through sustainability and research-oriented actions. And it also strengthens community-based stewardship by linking education, research, and multi-sector collaboration. So, this ensures that tourism development benefits communities while we are minimizing ecological harm. So that's it for us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Emil. If I may ask you to do the same thing to just type your organization's name and any other information or links that you think is useful to the audience. So Oplan Malasakit, Malasakit is an acronym
It's
as
an
we just read out
acronym.
the
Yeah,
full. Yeah, okay, all right.
sure.
And the college goes by another
Saint
name.
Dominic. Yeah, I'll
Right.
be typing it in the chat box.
Okay. And then we have Miss Din from Six Senses in Vietnam. Miss Din, yeah, we would like you to do a 2 minutes self-introduction.
Yes. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nga, and my surname is Ding. I am Assistant Director of Sustainability at Six Senses Ninh Văn Bay, a beautiful resort in Vietnam, Nha Trang, Khánh Hòa. So, which is really interesting to be in the forum to represent how a resort, how the hotel operation can really emerge and really take an action in terms of sustainability, turning the theory of sustainability into work. And for your information, that our resort is already 21 years old. It's pretty old one, and we are settled in a quite remote area and only able to access by the boat. So it means that working here, working particularly in terms of sustainable operation, we really need to run our hotel like we organize the whole city. So it means that we need to care from where we buy from outside, the energy we take, the electricity from, the fuel, the waste management, the humans and everything. So that's make my jobs also very interesting because what I'm doing here as a sustainability department director is to make sure that our operation reduce as much as possible the carbon emissions. And of course, it's not reduce our staff comfort and our guests convenience as well. And at the same time, we need to preserve, we need to regenerate our natural resource because our location is just next to the jungle, and in front of us is a huge coral reef. So yes, so we need to do our operation work and also in protecting the environment around. And one of our values is sustainability. And whenever the Six Senses is located, we also want the local community to enhance their quality of life because like 85% of our staff is coming from the local community. And one of the keys important work for us is to make our host, our staff feel proud of their company. And very happy that in this forum I can share with you how we can do in terms of technically reducing the carbon emission to work on the climate action. And at another side, we can support for the quality of life of people, which is making the sustainability a more inclusive development. Thank you.
Thank you. So I could hear a few things that you just mentioned, things like circular economy, inclusivity, equitable, yeah. So all these things, which I think you will share with us again as we start the question and answers. Sorry, Miss Din, which part of Vietnam is Six Senses located?
Six Senses Ninh Vân Bay is located in the center of Vietnam, Nha Trang.
Okay.
I will have the address and the chat.
Okay, right. All right. So that is the self-introduction from all our three speakers. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you just tune in, you can see from the background picture from all 4 or 5 of us that today we're talking about how responsible tourism can lead to climate action. So, without further delay, I'm going to ask our speakers the questions, and I'm going to put the questions in the chat box so that the audience will also be able to know what was asked. So let's start off with the first question, and the first question, I think I would like to ask Chen and Miss Din. Chen from Brunei, and the first question is, if you can see in the chat box, what is one climate action you have implemented in your operations that have actually helped you to cut down on greenhouse gas emissions? What measurable change or changes have you seen associated with these actions that you have implemented? Yeah. So, Mr. Chen, if you
All right, I'll start first. So at first, when we talk about carbon impact and climate change, it is about solar panels, not creating waste, not wasting water, throwing your rubbish properly, don't produce GHG or lower carbon emissions and so on. But after we've done all this, we realize that the real sort of carbon is actually through our daily lives, our daily practices like our food, our car, driving your kids to school, and so on, right? So that the portion of carbon and emissions reduced through using solar and is not as much as, for example, when we all change the habit of choosing what to eat, for example, or maybe choosing what car to drive. So that has a larger cumulative impact than all the solar panels and all these things that we did. So the answer to you, Kevin, is the largest climate action that we implemented with the measurable impact is by using AI to drive and consolidate the harvest and delivery process from the farm to the people. So another simple way to think of it is, imagine if 10 cars is going to the supermarket to buy something, right? Now, instead, because we have AI and social systems, it is one AI agent and it is one car delivering to 10 homes instead. So you can imagine if that's multiplied over time, because everyone has to eat every day, right? So that is a transformation, not just of our power and our water, but the entire way of how we think of food, how we use energy, how we get food delivered, what we eat. And this results from our calculation is 67% carbon savings compared to if you just buy your produce from supermarket. That's all imported, right? A lot of fresh produce food is all imported from other countries, and it's also ultra high processed. So there's a huge carbon impact to eating imported food, and there's also a huge health impact. So all this is not really visible. It's not as sort of maybe as trending as solar panels and so on. But with 2026, it's an AI age, it's a digital biological age. It's no longer a chemical industrial sort of end-to-end supply chain age. It's circular economy, waste is resource. So I think that ability to change the way people think is very important and very powerful.
Right. Thank you. And when was this implemented? Roughly around
Yeah.
how long ago?
So the farm was built in 2023. By 2024, we produced a lot of food, but we realized, in Brunei, and I think, okay, Brunei is kind of like Malaysia lah. People don't eat fresh vegetable here. You know, in Brunei, the culture is like, let's just eat like this packet noodle or like this nasi lemak, bungkus, or our culture, people don't eat fresh food anymore. If you look at the statistics, right, 40%, 50% of the food calories that we consume is actually from ultra-processed food. It's not from whole foods anymore. So we it's kind of like you go and start a farm that's fully carbon negative, you grow vegetables, but nobody wants to buy this product, So anyway, by 2024, we realized we couldn't sell our produce. So we created this Spring Hill Farmers Market. It's actually based off Australia, Melbourne's Queen Victoria Market. So that is the largest farmers market that I, if I'm not mistaken, in Melbourne or Australia. But I realized that when I was in Australia, everyone ate fresh whole foods from farmers market. They don't actually go buy it from cold storage or some big supermarket, Safeway or Walmart or equivalent. So in fact, our diet system is not good, right? So for example, Malaysia and Brunei is literally the highest obesity rates in Asia. So there's a lot of problem with our food system. So the tourism part is in bringing the tourists coming to the farm to learn about how their diet, their choices, their food influences both their health and the environment.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Chen. Miss Din.
Yes.
Same question. And as in your role as Director of Sustainability at the Six Senses, what is one climate action that you have implemented, your team and yourself have implemented that you can share with us?
Yes. So basically, there will be a lot of action to really reduce the impacts of the climate change. But I'm going to talk about one foundation for me. The first one is to really identify and track the waste. So it means that knowing about the route. For example, in our resort, so definitely we need to run everything from ourselves. Then we divide into some categories that can cause to enhance the carbon emissions. For example, the energies, which means that electricity and fuel. We have water. We also have waste in other types of waste. For example, in terms of energies, so this is the remotest area. So that's why we really need to rely on the grid electricity from the government. But at the same time, we don't want to off and on because this is quite far away from the city. That's why we also set up the solar panels and also using the solar water heating system. Because here in our Iceland, there are almost from 9 to 10 months, we have a lot of sunlight and we would love to utilize the power from the sun. And yes, so for now, 26 to 28% of our electricity use is come from the solar, and that's the good point. And at the same time, we also changing our staff to really reduce the unnecessary electricity equipment, especially in the low occupancy time. And for the water, for example, we noticed that we really need the fresh water and where this fresh water from. So basically, we have the natural water reservoir in the jungle. But then to make it enhance the capacity, we also adding some rocks to store a higher capacity of the water, especially in the raining season. Here is it like the water flows and everything quite a lot. And in the raining season, we will prioritize using the well, which means the underground water rather than getting the water from the reservoir, because with a lots of volume of water and our soil has a lots of water need to be used, or else it just like float into the ocean. Then so prioritizing in different season is also making us better in terms of water management. And another side, we also build our on-site great water treatment, which means that we don't want to waste our water. And normally, in average, we can recycle 66 meter square meter per day, and we would use that. We use the recycle water for planting for our farms, because actually in our Iceland we also grow farms like but not in the very technical. We really grow the permaculture, the sustainable one, without using the chemical fertilizers. And very good news that last year 2025 overall our garden production up to 13.8 tons. So literally means that averagely 1.2 tons per month. And that had been, so we also have our chickens on the islands as well. We have vegetables, we have fruit, we have mushroom, and it's provide their cell supply for our resort operation and reduce the demand on the importing from outside, from the mainland. So that's the brief about the water. And in terms of waste, for example, we really need to separate, make sure that we understand our waste, where is it from which department. And we have different ways of upcycle that into interesting methods. For example, in the F&B, you might know that as a resort likers, we using a lot of orange juice. And what if for the orange peel, we actually turn it to become the essential oil. And we do make our essential oil pot in our resort. So every Friday we will cook it. We will cook and make the essential oil from the orange and turn it into the local gift for our guests. And the guests turn out really enjoy the story and really into our sustainable operation in terms of very small and engaging ways like that. And very important to make sure we maintain and tracking that. That's why we have the sustainability performance indicators, in which we tracking the electricity, the waste, everything related into sustainability. Then every month we will report it into other department and also within our brand, so we can know that how much we reduce, is it better or worse than last month, and how to improve. So basically the action to really reduce the impacts of climate change, firstly for us, for me, is to identify, understanding the root cause, and then maintaining the work. Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Din. Sorry, when you were talking about the water part, you were saying 1.2 tons. What was that about?
1.2 tons is about the garden production, because we also doing our farm here to provide, to provide the vegetable for us. So we reduce the demand on outside sources.
So 1.2 tons of water.
One point garden, the
Garden.
vegetables, the
Oh,
fruit.
okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Now the question 2 is specifically for Mr. Emil, who has yet to speak. So yeah, Mr. Emil, let me punch in question 2 in the chat box. There are some people who say that it's quite a balancing act to be both sustainable and to produce luxury and comfort. How do you actually balance, or how do you think your organization goes about striking a balance between sustainability and comfort?
Well, in our context, being in the Community Extension Services Office of St. Dominic College of Asia, For us, this means designing programs that reduce waste, conserve resources, and promote responsible practices while meeting real needs and expectations of our partner communities and our customers, of course, which is our students. So the balance comes from three things. First, we use education without guilt. So instead of making sustainable behavior feel like a burden, so we educate our students and of course our partner communities on environmental care. Second, we make sustainability visible and beneficial. So cleaner coastlines, greener spaces, and healthier ecosystems actually improve visitor experience in the context of responsible tourism. And third, we rely on partnership-based implementation so that sustainability measures are organized and less disruptive since Upland Malasakit is built to be collaborative, place-based, and community-led. So other examples of our efforts would include we have a system in energy conservation in our school facilities. And of course, we also initiated the digitization of documents and of course streamlining of community extension projects and logistics. So actually, this is a little bit off topic. If we go back to a question one a while ago, our environmental actions could actually also help reduce greenhouse gas emissions as well. But currently, we are still in the process of gathering data for research so that we can come up with the actual numbers. That's it.
Okay. I see the word comfort in this question, so I have to turn to Ms. Din, because the hospitality industry, especially properties like Six Senses, where customers pay good money to stay at your hotel. Ms. Din, if I may, would you be able to share with us, for example, from when Six Senses somehow first started to talk about measuring and tracking, or tracking and measuring sustainability initiatives, was there, this difficult job in trying to strike a balance between being sustainable and while at the same time maintaining the level of comfort or luxury.
Yes. So you might know that the story of how Six Senses was born. Actually, the Six Senses want to define their luxury. So people might think, so what is luxury to you? Something like a lot of money, some people that cannot pay for that, only me able to do. But actually, when Six Senses was born, the founder wants Six Senses to be like really close to everyone. So when the guests coming to Six Senses, they feel like, okay, they be back into their home, everything connected to the nature. That's why our values is to reconnect within ourselves, reconnect with other, and reconnect with the environment around us. And actually, the luxury is no need to be we need to pay a lot of money. That's the crafted experience. That is something really unique. And as Six Senses, we would like to preserve the nature. We protect the environment around and keep people who are already very busy and tired from their city towns. So they're coming to us and feel really have a relaxed vacation. And for me personally, comfortable doesn't mean that we have to um, give a burden on other living life. We can consume a lot of electricity, but if that's electricity consumption, give an electric shortcut to other villagers, or we provide or we use a lot of plastic, then it's turned on into the landfill, and people surrounding that also need to be affected from the smell of plastic burn, for example, like that. So it doesn't cause the comfort at all. And actually, many travelers, many guests coming to us, they are in the high profile and they're really curious and they have a good knowledge in terms of sustainability. From our reservation, we got the booking that the guests particularly request to learn about the primate. That's why they want to visit Six Senses, because here at Six Senses Newman Bay, luckily for us, that we preserve their habitat and the black shandak langurs, one of the very beautiful animal, but sorry, the population is getting down, and you only can able to see the langurs in Vietnam and Cambodia. So they want to visit from outside, coming here to Vietnam, particularly just to see the langurs. And there's a many kids, they coming here, and after attending our step into the wild section and our sharing about the corals and langurs, then they're coming back after the summer vacation and present that into their class. Some beautiful memories like that really create our own guests. So which means that when the guests accept our sustainable concept, they will go with us and really become our loyal returners. So basically, I would love to say like sustainability would no need, and that will go along with the hospitality, especially in terms of luxury one. And the point here is the hoteliers like us, that we create the engaging, inviting experience for guests. And by the way, when the guests staying with us, during the time they're staying here, they can do the workshop, they can really enhance it into the work, and then they can understand it naturally. We do not need to give them a lecture or tell them to do this or not to do that. But during the time they stay in our villa, they see this and they see how host behavior, our host mean our staff behavior, and the activity during the day, so they can start understanding very naturally. Yeah.
Okay. The next question 3, is actually for all 3 speakers. Let me punch in the question into the chat box here. I would love to hear from Mr. Chen first. Chen, in his introduction and also when he was answering question 1, I thought I heard a number of times where he mentioned about artificial intelligence. So, Mr. Chen, if you may go first in answering question 3, which is talking about AI and the circular economy, 2 trending buzzwords for the last at least 1 to 2 years. How do you think AI can actually support the concept of circular economy? Specifically, in your Spring Hill farm. Yeah.
Thank you, Kevin. So I think we generally are moving from a pen and paper age or paper and ink with a printer to a fully digital age. And previously, before AI, we do have WhatsApp, socials. We can connect with Zoom and mass with everyone. But the problem was the processes couldn't be done because the process is still human-based. Without AI, you still have to have a human to complete every transaction, to negotiate for agreements and so on. But with AI, that's the first technology. The second technology is socials, it's mass information networks. So for example, WeChat, IG is part of it. The China version is WeChat. They've already achieved 5G and Meituan with automated delivery drones, and now they have robotics and so on. So that would be the future. So how it works is like this. Imagine if you are a farmer, and we have workers who are from Indonesia. They are low education. And the farmers are generally low education, no matter where they are from, and we just cannot communicate. My background is architecture, so we studied in Australia, and in Brunei has a post-British country. So every kind of discipline or profession, like in Singapore, I guess, is a stack of documents, SOP. You cannot do this, you must do that. You every day wake up, you have to do these 10 things in order, but the farmers cannot follow this kind of very regimented system. So what they can follow is WhatsApp, TikTok, and inside there's an AI that's speaking their own language. They can send the photos in, and then you can really communicate very effectively that way, despite if they are different language or if they have a different education background. And so this not just powers the communication between people and also with entities and entities. So for example, right now, we also sell chicken eggs. When the chicken farmer sends his eggs to our packing center, we give him black soldier fly larva and we give him the off veggies. So he gives us the eggs, we give him the produce. He takes the black soldier fly larva, is live worms, for his chickens. And then he takes the off-cut veggies for his chickens. We take his eggs and we also take his sawdust. So chicken farms are a huge source of sawdust for them to, for the chickens to, for their waste to be accumulated. So we use that to compost, sawdust to compost along with organic waste in our composting system. So every transaction now becomes two-way, not just one way. Not old system is I give you $1, you give me a thing, and that's it. But now is there's no money involved. You give me something, I give you something. It's recorded in WhatsApp by AI. Yeah, in the future there will be Slack, Notion, and all these other tools. But we won't go there yet. It's just simple WhatsApp. Everyone is using WhatsApp because WhatsApp is the #1 app in the world. I think 3 billion users is the #1 app. Everyone will use WhatsApp. Even my mom, who is anti-computer, right? She will use WhatsApp to do everything. So you can really reach a wide audience, and the AI will automate all the transaction. So it's also becoming a sort of a cashless society. And because it is on digital system, you don't need to do a pen and paper delivery order, sign this, handle cash or whatever. Yeah, so it's even simpler than using like your PayNow app or whatever payment app. So that fuels the circular economy, trade and transaction between entities. So we have a bottling station, we have shampoos that we transact. We give customers filled bottles of shampoos. They give us back empty bottles. So every transaction becomes two-way, right? So that's how the circular economy should work, where waste becomes resource and the logistics is hyper-efficient, made efficient. And then, so we're trying to do the building blocks of this. And the education and the schools have a big part to play. In our community, I think it's similar to DIN as well. The expats drive the sustainable economy. So the people who buy all our produce and products are actually 60 to 80% expats from international schools. And so their benefit is they don't have to go supermarket shop anymore, because sometimes you go to supermarket, you want something, you may not get it, right? But from the farms, it's always available because it's all pre-ordered. Again, it's pre-ordered, it's picked to order. So there's nothing going to waste. If there's no putting things on shelves, you put 10 items on the shelf, maybe by 3 days, you only sell 5 items, So that's a 50% loss when you do retail shelving of items. Yeah, plus, when you shelve, you have the cool chain, you have shelving, you have labor, you have all these other things. So the AI, logistics, digital, social systems solve this. Plus, we get a lot of data from all the transactions. So we know what the customers want. We know, for example, now is Hari Raya period. And I think it was Chinese New Year. So then the pattern emerged. Some people want to buy this, some people don't want to buy that. We know. And then we tell the farmers, this is Hari Raya season. For example, the Chinese people, they want all the big fish. So we tell, okay, it's Chinese New Year, go get all the big fish. And then saw all the big fish. I think this Raya we expect is a big chicken. Okay, it's a different culture, one a different. So that's how, and then we do marketing. So we know, for example, big fish will sell. For example, now is Ramadan, the Muslim holiday in Brunei. They're all fasting. So we are selling them kefir, which is like a Greek yogurt probiotic. It goes with their fruits. right? So this powers the local economy and it displaces the imported food economy. So that means biscuits like Danone, Oreo, your cereals, Fruit Loops, and all these things that the Health Secretary of the United States, Robert Kennedy Jr., has identified as a fake food. And that's not good for their society, their health, their environment. For example, it's a consumerist, materialist culture where you buy, use, and throw, generate a lot of waste. So the digital circular economy and AI systems displace this. I think in China, a lot of this is already happening. We're just adapting it for a Southeast Asian context, and then we're merging the East and West patterns, I suppose. I think with the delivery drones coming in and the AI robots coming in, it will be very interesting. So this year we're very excited because now our AI has agentic abilities as well. So you kind of tell them what to do, they will kind of do everything. Like I'm a business owner, I don't have to hire the accountant anymore. I don't have to hire like an administrator. A lot of this is automated, and then it's through WhatsApp to get the customer or IG to get the marketing, and then they pay us directly. So it's a very simple relationship. And now we are trying to, actually Singapore is our first base of expansion. So we plan to register in Singapore this year. So we're working with the governments. Brunei, Singapore has a close relationship. We've won some awards in Jakarta for doing what we do. And it's called EDS Award. So yeah, I think definitely if you use AI and socials, there's a two most powerful technology in my view right now. The outcome and the effect is tremendous. Yeah.
Right. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Din, if I may ask you to share with us in the specific background of Six Senses, Ms. Din, same question. How do you think AI can support circular economy initiatives? So we have heard you talk about one or two things relating to circular economy, and yeah. So if you can share with us how technology like artificial intelligence can actually support in your specific area as the sustainability department at Six Senses.
All right, if Mr. Jung already let you know lots of methods that we can utilize the AI in terms of supporting the farm, supporting the customer delivery and everything. But in our resort, we really do a lot of things to reconnect with people, which means that AI basically assisted as the manager in terms of analyzing the data, making sure that we have a better visualize a graph, for example, like that. But when we really come into work, come into executive for these initiative, we actually work with humans, work with people, because we also have the training managers, we also have the sustainability director to really sit with our staff and introducing them about the plastic, the climate change, and also the food waste as well. So they actually will become their leader in terms of operating their operation, and something like sharing with people really require human and human interaction, and AI would not play a role on that, because when the guests coming here, they join with us for vacation, and many of them want to get away from their phone. So that's why we don't, yes, we available Six Senses app and many things they can use TV or their phone for interaction, but they also prefer face to face. And in our service, we also enhance a lot of space that human and human can interact. For example, every week we had a guest gathering. I just mentioned in the early beginning that we invite every in-house guest and even their staff coming and sharing the story. We offer them the complimentary drinks and also a lot like Vietnamese games so they can really enjoy their vacation. And through that kind of atmosphere, everyone open mind and very happy. And then we start telling them about the forest, the coral restoration, about our plastic-free initiative, and it's like automatically very easy in terms of accepting all of that. So if I have to say if technology like influence or happiness a lot, basically it's term for the managers, but for work and for operation on our initiative is a part is the job of human, is the job of that we can really interact with people. And I think it could be applicable to many small business if we cannot purchase for like um, high payment technique like analyzing something using AI and cameras or something like that, you can really apply the traditional way by sharing, but just in terms of very fun and quirky way, very inviting, very engaging. I think Mr. Emil from university academic area could be, we also changing our way of interacting. We not teach the audience, but then sit with them and let them understand. And from there, it's a long-term change, long-term impact because we actually change the behavior of human.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I actually wanted to say that, yeah, changing the behavior by changing how they think or look at things.
Mm.
Yeah. All right. Same question, but now for Mr. Emil. Same question. How can AI support circular economy initiatives in your operations, Oplan Malasakit?
Okay. For us, AI is not the main solution by itself. So AI is a support tool that can strengthen circular economy practices. And since Oplan Malasakit already focuses on waste management, ecosystem protection, community education, and measurable outcomes, AI can help us track and improve these systems. And since we already have the numbers, we have an ongoing project actually just to share. It's an ongoing project in our pipeline wherein we can utilize AI on doing waste auditing during cleanups. So here we can identify patterns in what kinds of materials are collected. We can improve activity planning so that fewer materials are wasted. And of course, this can also help us monitor results over time through dashboards or evidence-based reporting. Um, the Oplan Malasakit framework is research-based. So everything that we do, from environmental activities to livelihood capacity building, are anchored with the Sustainable Development Goals. So they are all continuous long-term projects. So based on the data that we have, we improve each year because we want to promote a circular economy. So we want to eliminate waste not only physically but also in our operations. And just to share, in our institution, we have a department which is focused on AI. So they work with AI innovation, they work with AI integration into the curriculum, and of course, AI policies for the academy. So in the way that we do things, I see AI supporting circularity through better waste data, better planning, better monitoring, and better decision making. But of course, the human value behind it remains the same. So malasakit or care. So AI should help us care for communities and ecosystems more intelligently, of course, with human commitment. Thank you.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. We often say that the technologies like AI is going to take away jobs and it's going to make people's jobs disappear. So it's refreshing to hear from both all three of you, in things that you said that implies that it is probably at least half a myth, that our jobs will be gone when we dig deeper into using technologies like AI. Yeah, it actually can help us do our work better. Yeah, so it's nice to hear that coming from all three speakers. So we are going to our last question, and allow me to just punch the question into the chat box. And because it's now 4:25, so this last question, I'll start off with Mr. Chen again. I will need all three speakers to very succinctly, in no more than 60 seconds, in answering this question, if you can. What do you think you might or you could be doing over the next 1 to 2 years with regards to reducing your carbon footprint in your operations? Yeah, in 1 minute, please. Thank you. So we will have Mr. Chen and then Ms. Din and then Mr. Emil to do this last question 4.
Yeah, on our end, it is just to change the behavior of our consumers from a restaurant or a supermarket heavy habit or diet onto a local farm fresh, decentralized AI on socials, on WhatsApp, delivered to your home kind of system. So as long as we can do that, then the society will kind of be closer to like Japan, where their food system, health system is very good. So that's what we're looking at. Thanks.
All right. Ms. Din?
Yes, so in the next 1 or 2 years, to reduce more carbon footprint in our operation, I think the first thing is to maintain what we are working right now to make sure that it is the progressing performance is not just up and down. And in the next 1 or 2 years, we will more focus on the local resources because we really relies on the outsource from the mainland, managing our resources, also reducing the carbon emissions from the transportation, from the fuel, from everything that we need to get it into our island. And the third is also the human, because we need to really make it as a habit. Like separating the trash, for example, is your habit, and you don't need the supervision like remind you every day for you to put the trash in the correct order. And I would like to make the sustainability is the living life, either lifestyle of everyone, and our staff would acting as an ambassador. And yes, from that, the guests would really feel sustainability is from who we are. It's not just about how we talk or what we talk, but actually it's a human. The sustainability is who we are. And then everything would come very genuinely, that we can together with the guests, with other staff, to reduce the waste to the environment, and very important to protect our nature, the ocean in front of us and the jungle is behind. So that's the thing we would like to do.
Okay. Oh, thank you. And Mr. Emil?
Okay. Our plan for the next 1 to 2 years is to scale up. So we have ongoing talks with officials and organizations to scale our efforts from city to provincial level and then eventually to regional level. And our existing research will also aid us in our projections and in proposing programs. So, well, in short, if we have more collaborations, there will be more possibilities. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Thank you. So that brings us to almost the end of today's Responsible Tourism Forum 5. And I would just like to use the next 5 minutes or slightly lesser than 5 minutes to wrap up. And yeah, thank you. And to make a few announcements. Yeah. So this forum is actually, if you miss parts of it, you can find it on the ICRT Southeast Asia YouTube channel. Or if you have not connected with Responsible Borneo or Reborn, REBORN, we have a Reborn Facebook page. Connect with us if you use Facebook, and that's where you can re-listen to this afternoon's RT Forum 5. So in July we will have our once a year ICRTH conference, and ICRTH stands for the International Center for Responsible Tourism and Hospitality. Last year we had it in Manila in the Philippines, and this year it will be back to Sarawak. It will be in the city of Miri, and you are seeing in front of you the dates. Pre-conference starts on the 6th of July. I will be there. A few of us, most of us will be there in the names that I can see in today's turnout. So yeah, all right. So this what you see on your screen is information for the ICRTH conference 2026. Registration, is already open, and it will stay open until the next until I think 1-2 weeks before the conference date. Yeah, so do join us in Sarawak for ICRTH 2026. Yeah, and I think there's one more slide. Sorry, if you can scan the QR code, that will give you some information that I just shared with you 20 seconds ago, and some information that you might find it useful or helpful. Yeah, so if you connect with Reborn on Facebook, you will be able to also see most of this information. So our 3 speakers this afternoon, they were all winners of different categories in our Responsible Tourism Awards in last year in 2025, and the Responsible Tourism Awards for 2026 is already open. The application for the Responsible Tourism Awards for this year, 2026, is already open. So yeah, this slide is information regarding what I am talking about, and the awards will always be on the 3rd day of the ICRTH conference, where we dedicate the 3rd day of the conference to recognize the people, the organizations and the people who will be who will win in the 7 categories. So we had 7 categories last year, and this year we also have is it 6 or 7? Sorry, 6 categories. Sorry. Yeah, and the categories are at slightly at the lower half of your screen. Yeah, so the awards application is open, and I think the deadline will be, sorry, if I can go back to that slide that you were showing just now. I just want to highlight the closing date of the application for the awards. Yeah, so the submission deadline is 3rd of April, which is not too long, not too far away. Yep. And the announcement would be made 11th of May, and we encourage the award winners to be present to join us at the ICRTH conference. Yeah, I think that's all for the announcement. I thank all 3 speakers, Mr. Chen, Mr. Emil, and Ms. Din, coming from 3 beautiful parts of Southeast Asia. Thank you for taking time and the preparation for this forum, and the information that you have shared with us. yeah, you have made our Friday more enriching. And I thank you for the I don't know how many sign up. I thank you for the to the audience for choosing to spend the better part of this afternoon with us. Yeah, so till RT Forum 6, which will happen in a few months' time, I wish you a good Friday and a good weekend. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.